Happy 4th, y'all. It is day 51 of retaining. And hopefully, y'all are having a great day today so far. I know it is the 4th of July, Independence Day here in the U.S. But wherever you are, stateside or around the world, hope y'all are having a blessed Friday today. But let's jump in. Today's topic of conversation that I wanted to dive into is around you becoming a target when you're practicing retaining your sexual energy. Right? So I'll give my example, what I went through at a high level. I don't want to go into details, but at a high level, my experience when I was retaining for the longest I'd ever retained in my life. I was trying to level up my career in this specific role at this company, and how I rose up in terms of building my brand, but ultimately I was targeted and ultimately was my downfall when from retaining. I think retention definitely played a part in it, and it sounds kind of messed up, and I wouldn't change anything at all. Like, I was doing the best I could, but I was beyond 100 days when certain allegations were brought towards me from a couple sources, and these things were things that were taken way out of context. And it almost felt like an ambush of sorts, but I'm not going to go into too much details. But what I will say, and if you're out there and you have a corporate gig where you're not working for yourself, you could be in the tech industry, the medical device industry, the health industry, whatever industry where you are a W-2 employee, where you are getting paid by someone else, and if you are practicing retention, right, for long extended streaks, and I say long, I'm talking like 90 days and beyond, your energy is going to be beaming so bright. You're going to be almost like on a different level where it seems like you're like you have things figured out more than the average person within your vicinity. You are at risk, and you will become a target. It's been discussed countless times, but I want to give my flair, my flavor to my experience, and maybe kind of help safeguard y'all, or making y'all aware when you're on this journey. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to look out, because people are watching and they want to take you out. It sounds kind of dramatic, but it's so true. So let's set the scene. 4.5 years ago, I get hired into a completely new role with this company. It's a large tech company, great culture, great organization, at least initially, right? Over the 4.5 years I was there, I worked my way up, built my brand, was given a role as the face of a program. Keep in mind, it's a Fortune 100 company at headquarters. The face of a program. I was given this lead role. So it's like I was the face of the program. I could literally walk into that building. Everyone knew me on a first name basis, right? Majority of people. And it felt kind of good. Like, I had that level of impact, and it helped me with a sense of tremendous value that I carried, and the things that I say and the things that I do carried tremendous weight at this organization within that certain program. It's a large company. So fast forward, because I want to tie this back to how this impacts retention. Fast forward, I am well over 100 days of retaining. And I am retaining because I was at a season in life where I'm trying to climb the corporate ladder and be the best I can be to get the promotion, to get the bump in pay, the stuff anyone would do when they're in corporate America, right? However, it was on my longest streak. I was over 100 days of semen retention. And it was like one of the best runs I had in terms of the impact I had and the level of reach and how I helped so many people level up their careers at this company. But in January of this past year, I get a call from my VP. Hey, there were certain allegations brought towards you. I don't know what's going on. This doesn't even sound like you. This is kind of shocking. It's disappointing. I need you to pack your stuff and go home and wait for HR to contact you. So I did that. There's this long investigation that lasted for close to 3 months, back and forth. I'm providing my side of the story, how something could have gotten taken out of context. Long story long, not going to get into details. There were allegations, y'all, that were brought towards me that didn't have much weight. It was almost like based on feeling, and some things got kind of taken out of context, what I said, and it almost felt like an ambush. And keep in mind, when I was retaining, make no mistake, I was hyper aware of certain leaders within the organization that I'd worked with on certain projects that you could just tell did not like me for whatever reason. You walk into a room, they'll walk right by you, not even say hello, but say hello to the next person. Like stuff so obvious and petty. And, you know, I'm not the only one that dealt with this. I'm sure y'all have dealt with this too, but it was so amplified the longer and longer I was going on this streak. Ultimately, long story long, the organization, I think out of fear of liability, decided to part ways with me. And I'm not going to lie, like I was so devastated for a couple weeks. Like I gave everything I had to that organization. I truly cared about every single one of the people I impacted, my teammates. I genuinely gave a damn. It wasn't just like a 9-to-5 punch a clock and go home. Like I fucking cared. And I probably cared too much. So I say that to say, that's just kind of sharing a little bit of my experience. If you are, again, I mentioned this earlier, working for a company in corporate America, corporate Britain, corporate India, corporate Australia, or wherever y'all are watching this from, the longer you go on a streak, even though you're doing it, you have the best intentions to be the best person, to run the most optimally from a cognition and energy standpoint, you will be targeted. People are going to envy you. They're coming. So this video is to give y'all a heads up, to expect it, and to know how to maneuver better and to be prepared so you're not ambushed or caught off guard. And if you don't have a wife, a family, kids, or people heavily depending on you financially, and you have your health and your cognition, I would strongly urge every one of you to figure out a way to work for yourself, to build something where you are the captain of the ship and you will not depend on any corporation, any company, any person that's going to feed you in terms of financial gain, to put food on a table, to keep the lights on, to thrive, to invest, to do whatever you want to do in this life. Figure out a way, a path, in where you will eventually, maybe you can't do it right now, but start planning it out, where you will eventually build something for yourself. Because corporate America, corporate wherever in the world, it's not a bad way to make a living. But if you are serious about self-growth, self-development, you're going to have to play the politics. You're going to have to smile when you don't want to smile. You're going to have to do all that stuff that might feel genuinely inauthentic to you. Y'all, I'm telling you, figure out a way to escape from that and build something of your own. Maybe start, if you're in corporate America or corporate wherever you're working for someone else, start building something on the side and slowly plan your exit. If you're serious about getting better and serious about this journey where you're attaining for energy to get closer to God, to just be a better human, be a more pure human, right? Where you're not falling victim to lust and that lifestyle that we've seen countless times cut so many men down. Lust. Oh, I feel like there were some more things I wanted to drive home. I'll end it there. Okay. I'll end it there. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your 4th of July. If you're stateside, if you're anywhere else, hope you have a great weekend. And